2010 was the fourth season of the Intercontinental Rally Challenge, and once again the fight for a win in every single rally was open, with regular IRC competitors fighting with local drivers. Each and every event full of action and of course drama. The IRC, 12 events with some very big names in rally, and the season starting with a jewel in the calendar, the Monte Carlo Rally at the beginning of January. Well, as per the previous year, we started the season with the legendary Rally Monte Carlo. This time, the 78th edition, 63 entries here to compete in this mythical rally. The edition, the longest rally ever, 405 kilometres between specials and liaisons over 3 days and 15 stages. As usual at the Monte Carlo, snow, ice and cold, making conditions very difficult for the drivers, even for the very best. Reigning IRC champion was the first to face it. Chris Meek and Paul Nagel were out there doing battle. First 2 days of the rally, yes, always going to be a challenge.
There's no big investigation to be done or anything. I made a simple, stupid mistake.
And to right half tightens.
I say I'm very annoyed with myself.
Enough said. Yeah, Peugeot UK driver was out for the second year in succession. Meek not the only one to get into grip problems. Tony Gardemeister spun on the Saint-Bonnet La Foix on day 2. Yeah, Franz Wittmann also getting himself into trouble. Failed to go the distance. Yes, the 207 hitting a wall on stage 13 and the Turini at night. Ouch. Mika Irvonen was given M Sport's Ford Fiesta S2000 a debut victory on the opening round of the Intercontinental Rally Challenge. 78th Automobile Rally Monte Carlo, the 29-year-old from Finland, and co-driver Jaro Lehtinen, yes, led from the opening stage on the Wednesday to claim their first win of this legendary event. Fabulous on board. Plenty of live. It'll be the same deal next time by as well on Eurosport. Although Sebastian Ogier close to within 38.3 seconds of Irvonen on his 7th stage victory on the Friday evening, the Peugeot 207 driver's bid for a second consecutive win in the Principality was cruelly ended when he retired on the road section, heading to the penultimate stage. Yeah, we had a big problem at the end, had to withdraw, broken alternator pulley shaft on the liaison. We just couldn't repair it, so sadly forced to withdraw. Ogier's retirement elevated Skoda's Jor Haninen to second place. Haninen held second at the start of the day, but fell behind Ogier on the first stage of Friday evening when his choice of winter tyre proved too conservative for the conditions, yes, which were drier in parts than expected. Oh, and Nico Vuillos claiming third on the one-off outing for the Czech firm, despite the result means that Skoda topping the IRC manufacturers standings over M Sport by 4 points, and the 2008 IRC champion was brilliant on his first day with Skoda. Stefan Sarrazin was the lead Peugeot 207 driver, home in fourth, having lost time with a puncture on the crash into a snowbank earlier in the event. Sarrazin had an anxious wait, the first service halt in Monaco on Friday afternoon, while his mechanics rushed to replace a broken front diff. Yes, he went fastest on stage 13 despite a lack of functioning first gear, was quickest again later on. Yes, Clio R3 Euro Trophy competitor Chris Princeton won the two-wheel drive cup, 11th overall. It was a great start. Great start for M Sport and Irvonen as well. Well, after the cold temperatures and the snow of Monte Carlo, yes, drivers had to deal with the hot temperatures and difficult weather conditions. In fact, just about everything the world could throw at them as part of the IRC. Chris Meek became the most successful driver in the short history of the Intercontinental Challenge by winning the Curitiba event for the second consecutive time. It was Meek's 5th win from 12 IRC starts. Busy boy, didn't always have the luck though in the season, Chris Meek. Guy Wilkes finished 46.7 seconds behind his fellow Brit, Chris Meek, and reached second place of the rally at the wheel of the Skoda. And behind the Skoda UK drivers, Johansson claimed 6 fastest stage times on his way to a final podium 3rd spot, result meaning the Finn topping the drivers' standings with 14 points to 11, and Wilkes had accumulated during the opening 2 rounds of the 12-event IRC season. Eduardo Schier completed the top 6 in his Rally Out Mitsubishi Lancer. The Brazilian fought out a close battle with Bolivian Eduardo Peredo, whose similar Lancer suffered an engine failure within sight of the finish on the final stage, where he retired. 2-wheel drive cup. Yes, Marcos Tokarski from Brazil secured the final IRC drivers' points in 8th place on board his 1600cc Peugeot 207. Welcome results for Meek and Nagel. Wilkes and Pugh pushing them hard with Hannon in 3rd place. Staying in South America for the 3rd round, teams making their way 2,200 kilometers south of Curitiba to Argentina. Seeing a lot of Argentina in the world of rally of late. Johansson and Skoda made it 3 different winners from 3 rounds of this year's Intercontinental Rally Challenge, following a dominant victory in Rally Argentina, building his overall title lead to 5 points after claiming his first win of the season. Proof of the 28-year-old's impressive performance on the challenging grapple event. Yes, underlined by the fact that he won 11 of the 15 special stages, despite having to run first on the road on the final day of the rally. Hannon's win marks Skoda's maiden victory of the 2010 IRC, has given the Czech firm a 22-point lead in the manufacturers.
Very good weekend, no any problems, and I was enjoying from every stage and amazing rally.
Britain's Guy Wilkes finished runner-up. Strong drive, which helped him cement 2nd place in the drivers' table. Wilkes started Sunday's final leg intent on closing on overnight leader Hannon, but a minor brake problem on his Fabia S2000 cost him valuable time and meant that he had to settle for 2nd. And battling for Brit honours, of course, Chris Meek. More than that, yes, the Peugeot 207 was hamstrung by mechanical problems, electrical issue contributing to an intermittent throttle glitch, and that meant that a fraught midday service while his Peugeot UK mechanics worked to rectify the problem, and he looked set to hold on to 3rd place until disaster struck on a penultimate stage of the event when a steering bolt broke and forced him to retire. Meek's misfortune led Jan Kopecki in for 3rd place to complete a 1-2-3 for Skoda. They were happy. Gabriel Pozzo was also very, very pleased. Top Argentine driver, 4th overall, edging ahead of countryman Federico Viagra on Sunday's 4th stage to secure the first IRC Manufacturers Championship points for Subaru. Pozzo, yes, performance meant that he also secured 2nd win in a row in the Argentine Championship, which ran alongside the main IRC event. Brazil's Rafael Tulio took the IRC two-wheel drive cup laurels in his Peugeot 206. Hannon the fit in winning ways then. Wilkes constantly shadowing, it seems, the winners. Next up, the Islas Canarias, located approximately 100 kilometres off the Moroccan coast. The Canary Islands enjoy warm, sunny weather, very popular as holiday sunseekers' destination. Well, the asphalt event is the mainstay of the Spanish Championship, having run for 33 years. It's never featured on the IRC before. It's a late addition to the schedule from Spain's intended IRC runner, Asturias, that had financial issues. Well, Meek's tally of 9 stage wins did little to cheer the Northern Irishman, who was seemingly heading for his second victory of the season with a 17.9 second lead when disaster struck on Friday. Meek's puncture was caused by a suspension bolt piercing a hole in the Peugeot's front left wheel over a compression. The legacy for running, what his team described as an aggressive setup to try and keep the Skodas within range. Meek fell from first to 6th after that puncture.
It wasn't even a corner, it was a compression, and unfortunately for one reason or another it's punctured the wheel. So it's unfortunate, but okay, it's like this, and we have to start tomorrow to see what we can do, but I think it's impossible now to fight for victory.
Warren Crispin's puncture, Jan Kopecki secured his first victory of the IRC season. Fastest on 4 stages, Kopecki conceded at the finish. They wouldn't have caught Meek had it not been for the Northern Irishman's puncture. Such was the Peugeot UK's driver's pace on this challenging asphalt roads of Gran Canaria. Kopecki had to make it through the opening loop on stages on Saturday with no working handbrake, but otherwise reported no major problems on his way to a 3rd victory in his IRC career. Johan, who finished second, more at home on gravel, but impressed throughout this asphalt rally, and indeed in touching distance of Kopecki, who is regarded as a tarmac specialist. Hannon's 4th podium finish of the season enabled him to extend his title advantage by 2 points. Guy Wilkes continued his point-scoring sequence at the wheel of his Skoda UK Motorsport run Fabia. Apart from a loss of brakes and a split airbox on Friday, the Briton's only cause for complaint concerned the handling of his car, which he spent the duration of the rally trying to adapt to his liking. He said it was finally achieved, the objective by the finish. First local driver, Alberto Evia, finished 6th despite complaining of excessive understeer and the hardening up of his Fabia's shock absorbers. Rally out Mitsubishi Lancer, driven by Ruben Grazia, finished 7th place behind countryman Alberto Evia. Grazia is the leading runner in a conventional Group N machine. Ire Lemes won the 2-wheel drive cup by almost 2 minutes in his Ford Fiesta R2, an impressive 10th overall. Czechs and Finns sharing the glory then. Kopecki ahead of Hannon in this one, with Wilkes on the podium once more. We'll take a break. We'll be back with more of this IRC season review in just a few minutes. So back to gravel with the Rally Sardinia. It's based in the town of Olbia in the northeast of the Italian island. It's the first time the IRC has been here. Stunning part of the world, great backdrop. A drama ensued as usual. Andriucci it was that started Sunday's 6 stages, 7.4 seconds clear of fellow driver Chris Meek. Lost more than 20 seconds though with a sluggish run through the first Koiluna stage after opting for soft suspension setup on his Peugeot Sport Italia 207, which resulted in handling imbalance. The Italian driver finished finally in second position on his national event. Johansson, well, strengthened his grip on the Intercontinental Rally Challenge Drivers' title with the second victory of the season. Here, driving a factory Skoda Motorsport Run Fabia, the Finn took a slender lead in the rally's 9th stage and pulled clear of Chris Meek, his closest pursuer. Crashed heavily on stage 10. Yes, Hannon win, meaning that he finished on the podium of all 5 rounds of the IRC so far this season. Quite a record. 11 points to the good in the battle for the coveted driver's title. Well, with teammate Jan Kopecki taking third behind Peugeot driver Paolo Andriucci. Skoda now topping the manufacturer's table by 34 points. Kopecki had been playing catch-up after the moment on stage 3 when he inflicted sizable damage on the Fabia's front right corner, striking a rock, which necessitated a rapid overhaul in service by his mechanics, who were, well, pretty brilliant. Mick was 3.6 seconds behind Hannon when he understeered off the road on a sweeping left-hander. Oh dear. The 207 ended up on its side. Would go no further. A disappointing end to an impressive drive by the defending IRC champion, claimed 2 stage wins during the course of the event. Big attack by Guy Wilkes put his Skoda UK in contention, left the road high speed, and Wilkes 3 months out with fractured vertebrae in his lower back.
Unfortunately, we got a pace note slightly wrong on a really fast section, approximately 6th gear. Car stepped out of line and clipped a tree and hit a very large rock, which sent us over a fence into a field and put an end to the rally. Basically, a lot of damage caused to the front of the car and we couldn't continue, and Guy's injured his back in the accident, so he's gone to hospital as a precaution just to check his back out.
No, most drivers restarted under Super Rally conditions on the Sunday, including Berko Setinkaya and Yasid Al-Rachi. Yeah, both failed to go the distance due to mechanical faults. Andreas Mikkelsen also to restart, and pace note caused him to roll his M Sport Ford Fiesta S2000 on the opening stage. However, Franz Wittmann wouldn't restart after rolling between a couple of rocks, as you saw. Thierry Neuville secured a notable 4th overall with Team Peugeot Belgium Luxembourg 207, first gravel event in a 4-wheel drive car, and it was also the first time the 21-year-old had finished an IRC round. Yes, having crashed out on 3 attempts previously. He was looking good. While driving for Peugeot Sport Portugal, Bruno Magalhães incurred 2 minutes 30 seconds of time penalties. Late departure from midday service on Saturday, while his mechanics rectified a major brake problem. And he faced the prospect of carving through a loose surface gravel on day 2 by virtue of starting first on the road, but drove without error back-to-back 5th place and maintained his 100% scoring record. Not bad. Britain's Harry Hunt, meanwhile, he secured 2-wheel drive Cup laurels again.
I haven't never lead like this on IRC, so it's very good. But still, I want to go rally by rally and try to enjoy and improve myself and small things with the car. So, but it looks good.
Paolo, fagli vedere come si fa. Ecco,
looks
bravo.
very good indeed. Good for the remainder of the season. Little flatter, but no less exciting. The Ypres Rally in Belgium, mainland Europe. 46 Gico Ypres Rally indeed. Long straight square junctions, characteristic of this demanding asphalt rally. Expecting to see top speeds of around 170 kilometers per hour. Well, local hero, no doubt about it, Freddie Loix. Yes, clinched his 6th Gico Ypres Rally victory to become the 5th different winner of the Intercontinental Rally Challenge this season. Yes, driving a Skoda Motorsport for the first time. He won 9 of the 19 stages on the event and roared all the way. through Saturday's 13 sun-coated special stages. Tens of thousands of adoring fans were there. He liked it. Well, no chance for a 6th consecutive podium finish for the leader, Johansson. After work, Skoda Motorsport driver slid into a ditch on the day's final stage. Got stuck, retiring from the event in the process. Tried to drive it out. It wasn't going to happen. Jan Kopecki took second place and close to within 3 points of Hanna at the top of the standings. With 6 rounds remaining, Kopecki got to within 25 seconds of Loix with a succession of fastest stage times on the Saturday afternoon. For a mistake on stage 15 when he went wide into a field ended any outside hopes he might have had of snatching an unlikely victory. Thierry Neuville took a career best third in his Kronos Racing Run Team Peugeot Belgium Luxembourg 207. Yeah, big sponsorship name. Big talent as well, young Belgium, showing a level of maturity beyond his 22 years. You'll be seeing more of him, that is for sure. Performance elevating him to 6th in the standings, and some cheer for the Kronos squad. Well, with the runaway IRC title leader Johansson crashing into retirement on the Friday evening, Meek was desperate to make the most of the Finns' early exit by taking the second win of 2010, but it all went awry for the Northern Irishman when he lost control on the exit of a fast right-hander 2 kilometres into the stage, clipped a bank and rolled. Fortunately, both Meek and Paul Nagel were uninjured. The crash marked their 4th retirement of the season. Meanwhile, Andreas Mikkelsen finished 5th in his M Sport Ford Fiesta S2000. The Norwegian, delayed by a puncture on Friday's second stage, but gradually climbed the leaderboard throughout Saturday to bag his first IRC points and finish as the highest placed Heat Rally rookie. Belgian Championship leader Pierre Chosen and Eddie Chevalier had a big moment that proved that this event is one of the most demanding of the season. Watch this. Dutch youngster Kevin Aupering won the IRC 2-wheel drive cup in his Clio R3. When in Belgium, it's all about Fast Freddy, isn't it? And the island hopping went on. The Starter Rally of the Azores in July. Yeah, the 7th IRC event of the season on San Miguel, the largest island of the Azores in the Atlantic archipelago. And for the 3rd time of the year, the IRC event taking to the islands after the Canaries and Sardinia, and after the asphalt rally of Ypres at the end of June. The drivers back on gravel. Homeboy, I suppose you could say, Bruno Magalesh, and claimed his first victory on the Intercontinental Rally Challenge following a thrilling finish at Santa Rally Azores. Yes, the Peugeot Sport Portuguese driver took the lead on Friday's first stage, but dropped out of top spot on stage 15 with a gearbox problem. I feared his chances of winning were over, but a dramatic turn of events. Johansson lost first place with a puncture on the penultimate stage before Jan Kopecki, who started the last test leading by 6.4 seconds, crashed out 4 kilometres from the finish. Magales was the man that took advantage. An emotional win in front of thousands of enthusiastic fans. Happy boy. There's your UK's Chris Meek, finished 2nd overall and was luckier than Hannan and Kopecki, especially with the high-speed spin on stage 6, which could have been serious if you just check out what might have happened. Look how close they all are to disaster. My goodness.
And 6 right and a 4 left. Stop. Tightens into 2 right. Oh, you're okay. Oh.
I don't think they knew what was over that little wall there. Hallinan, driving a factory Skoda S2000, made up for disappointments of losing out on his third win of the season because of a puncture, by claiming third to extend his lead in the IRC drivers' standings by 9 points over Kopecky. However, Hamlin's teammate Kopecky, his retirement marked the first time this season when he failed to score points. It was also poor reward for strong performance by the Czech resident, who was fastest on 3 stages. Meanwhile, Andreas Mikkelsen, who claimed his maiden IRC stage victory on Thursday evening, survived a dramatic scare on stage 14 when he encountered a herd of cows in the middle of the road. Despite veering off the stage, he was able to avoid striking 2 of the cows. Sorry, he wasn't able to avoid striking them. I don't mean to chuckle. But he was able to continue and eventually finished 4th despite his power steering failure 2 stages from the end, so did well under adversity. Rafael Tullio secured IRC 2-wheel drive cup honours following a dominant display on his Peugeot 206. The Brazilian, I should say, second victory of the season, elevating him to top of the driver standings ahead of Pierre Campana, who was contesting the island event as well. Magalhães then doing it for Portugal ahead of Meek and Nagel. We'll be back with more from this IRC season review after the break. Staying on the islands, we'll be heading to Madeira next. Stay with us. So our island hopping continues. The 51st edition of the Rally Vino Madeira. Changeable weather is expected. Long corners, tight twisting roads, all characteristic of this fabulous event. Well, following his victory in the Azores, Bruno Magalhães has been tipped as a favourite to claim his second successive IRC win in Madeira. However, a front right puncture 7 kilometres into Friday's opening stage cost him 2 minutes. Oh yes, and in his efforts to recover lost ground, the 30-year-old was heading for the fastest time on stage 3, only for a loss of brakes to pitch his Peugeot Sport Portugal 207 off the road and into retirement. Oh dear. Co-driven by fellow Belgium, Freddy Miklot. Loix didn't put a wheel wrong throughout the event. His Fabia S2000 facelift. Yes, and following an early battle with the Barth Grande Punto of Luca Rossetti, Loix moved into the lead and would never relinquish stage 7. Well, to underline his dominance, he was fastest on 14 of the rally's 21 asphalt stages. Amazing, despite nursing an injured left shoulder as well, which he sustained during his fall from a motorbike a couple of weeks earlier. Happy boy. Rossetti, making his first start of the IRC season, insisted on a good feeling in his Pro Kart Punto. That would give him the edge rather than his choice of tyre compound after 3 stages. And he was, well, as you can see, heavily into a wall, a fast left-hander. Yes, unfortunately for him, wasn't to be. Rossetti's non-co-driver Matteo Caracossi getting away without any injuries, thankfully. Like Skoda teammate Jan Kopecky, impressed throughout the rally. Finished second. Johanan finished third despite contact with the wall, which caused oil from a broken engine of Chris Meek. Hanan continued to lead the IRC drivers' standings, but finishing behind his teammate Kopecky in third. Best local driver finished in 4th place, Miguel Nunes. There is the blown engine of Chris Meek, as you saw, side of the road. Yes, Miguel Nunes only began competing in 2006 and revealed his surprise in his file position at the wheel of the 207, especially after his original engine failed during a pre-event test. Others, well, it was getting a bit hot out there. Yes, Bernardo Souza and Nuno Silva, okay, but the drama, as you can see, was clear. Ouch. Duarte Ramos secured IRC two-wheel drive Cup honours in the 206. Long-time leader Luis Serrado went out on Friday's final stage. Not only did Ramos become the 7th different winner of the two-wheel drive class this season, but yes, covered the event's 298.2 competitive kilometres. Also doubled up as a mechanic, and you can see it really isn't just about the big boys. Their service area looked very, very empty. They even slept in it. Look at that, fantastic. Compare Skoda Motorsports team with these boys, and you can see it really is still about privateers to some extent. That's what we love. Drivers and co-drivers doubling as mechanics, helpers, everyone involved. Fantastic. Freddie Loix again. Select few rallies for Freddie this year. Who knows what his full program will be next time by, but what a competitor he was. Phenomenal. And so to Zlin. 40 years of rallying here, generating huge crowds and interest. 130 crews in Zlin, a record number of S2000 machines, 28 in total. Everybody here knew this was a big one, all looking to the skies, and of course the surface, tyre choice, critical. Brian Bouffier in a factory blessed Peugeot 207 S2000, starting strongly the rally. Had to face two off-road moments. We were keeping fingers crossed that it hadn't damaged the car too badly. Roman Cresta, one of the local heroes, not as lucky as Bouvier. Yes, he was 5th when he slid into some grass and rolled his Fabia on the stage. Ouch. Well, tyre choice became critical here. Only 4 stages to go after the last service park of the rally, and the fight to win still wide open. Only a few seconds between Loix, Hannon and Bouffier. Kopecky seems out of range with 28 seconds down, and yeah, who would it be though? A risky last loop. We spoke to the boys. Jean-Pierre, it's true that in normal conditions it'll be very hard to come back, but because this morning you got a couple of seconds on Kopecky, quite comfortable at the front, and guys behind me, Loix, Hannon, sincerely I have hesitation about my choice, but I think I'm going to choose soft compounds, hoping that it won't rain too much, and anyway I'll push the maximum. Even if the gap with Kopecky is quite big, I think I've got nothing to lose. It's not over yet. Soft mixed or slick tyres is the question. Mixed was the response. Well, Bouffier made a risky choice. His goal clear. Second not good enough. He was going for the win.
Freddy, dernier tour, très difficile le choix des pneus.
Freddie, last loop, difficult tyre choice. Yeah, very difficult, says Freddie. Again, big battle because 5 or 10 seconds is going to be huge here. Gone for very soft slicks. Yes, I've gone for very soft slicks with small cuts, so we'll see how it goes. Hannon only 4th, 5.6 seconds behind Loix, more cautious.
I have soft slicks and I have 2 rain tires in the boot, so we will see, because I think it will be quite changeable, and I believe that this is a good round, good tire choice.
So cards chosen, how would they be played? Jan Kopecki pushed hard and made a first mistake on stage 14. Just managed to save the situation. Yes, he was on a charge in his efforts to make up for lost time. Broke too late in the left-hander, slid off the road, although his Fabio was largely undamaged. Yes, unfortunately for him, he was just a wee bit beached. Kopecki's co-driver Peter Sattrick forced to retire, having led the rally from the very first stage. It wasn't good. Well, his misfortune promoted Brian Bouffier to first place. Bouffier's challenge came unstuck when he damaged his rear suspension, sliding wide into penultimate stage, though managed to soldier on through the run. It started to delay him second by second, 3.8 behind Loix heading into the final test. Any hopes Bouffier had of regaining top spot were dashed when a broken pipe, legacy of earlier compression, dumped water all over his Peugeot's front tyres and caused him to go off. Ouch. Johannen was one of a number of drivers to fall foul of the conditions when he slid backwards into a tree. Yes, on stage 4, although at the moment dropped him out of contention. An error-free performance thereafter helped the Finn to land his 8th podium finish in 2010. Johannen claimed second to maintain his title advantage, while third place for local hero Pavel Vojsek not only ensured a Skoda Fabia 1-2-3, but also enabled the Czech firm to clinch the 2010 IRC manufacturer's title. Wow. Vojsek, living close as Lynn, makes the most of local knowledge with some inspired tyre choices out there. Super work. Freddie Loix become the most successful driver in the history of the Intercontinental Red Challenge by taking a record-breaking 6th win and his 3rd in as many starts this season. Dramatic climax to the Barum Czech rally in Zlin, and the lead changed hands 3 times on the final 4 stages. He was the one who took the best out of the difficult conditions. That's Freddie again. Kevin Abring took his 2nd IRC two-wheel drive cup win of the season in the Clio R3. Abring from the Netherlands moves joint top, I should say, of the driver's standings with Rafael Tullio. Wasn't competing in Zlin. Loix and Miklot, they look good on that top step, don't they? Getting used to it. Rally San Remo, the Italian Riviera, one of the most famous and demanding rallies on the IRC calendar. Also part of the Italian Championship with a record number of 30 S2000 cars competing at the weekend. Well, Paolo Andreucci claimed his first victory in the Intercontinental Rally Challenge after defeating Italian Gian Domenico Basso in a close-fought battle in San Remo, which took place in the testing mountain roads, northern Italy's Imperia province. He's driving a Peugeot Italia-backed 207 S2000. The 45-year-old took the lead he would never relinquish on Saturday's opening stage. The result also enabled Andreucci to strengthen his grip in the Italian Championship, which he would win for the 3rd time. Basso at the wheel of his factory at Bath Grandi Punto put Andreucci under intense pressure and began the final loop of 3 stages, 0.9 second behind his countryman. However, a diff fault on stage 10 dropped Basso to an eventual 7th place and allowed Andreucci to cruise home in 1st place. Meanwhile, Luca Rossetti in the 2nd Works Grandi Punto lost time with a slow right front puncture on the penultimate stage, fell to 5th overall.
10 pagine mancano, destra 0 no, e sinistra 90 destra, in sinistra 1 corta e 2 cortatieni.
Well, after the problem of Rossetti, Johannen inherited 2nd place in Skoda Motorsport Fabia S2000s And it was the 9th time this season that the 29-year-old Finn had finished on the podium, although the result wasn't quite enough, theoretically, for Hanlon to be crowned 2010 IRC Drivers' Champion. Not yet. Freddie Loix, third factory Fabia, fastest. Yes, Chris Meek, direct rival for the podium on the final stage, take third place by 4.2 seconds. Chris Meek, the outgoing IRC champion and last year's San Remo winner, had to accept 4th place, but at least he scored some good points after early retirements in the previous rounds.
120 stop crest and one.
Local hero Sandro Sottile won the two-wheel drive cup in his Honda Civic Type R.
Destra piena lunga, apre, subito al muro, ritarda destra 3+, stringi.
Andreucci then doing it for Italy, but Hanlon finishing in front of Loix. Big news for the championship push. We'll take a break. We'll be back with the Rally of Scotland and the rest. Stay with us. Second year for the IRC into Scotland. Yes, torrential rain played a major part first time by, and a month earlier the weather still unpredictable, but thankfully everyone had their fingers crossed. Blind crest climbs, descents, sharp drops, tight junctions, off camber corners, tree-lined straights. Yes, already a classic in the minds of just about everybody. Only 9 drivers were classified at the finish of what was a brutal toil on drivers and machines. Chris Meek finished 3rd for Peugeot, although mechanical maladies had left him trailing by nearly 2 minutes. The last day of the rally began for the Briton. Still impressive though. Andreas Mikkelsen close to fighting for victory, torn between the desire to push for the win and duty to claim his team's first podium of the year. In the end, the young Norwegian opted for duty over valour. The final test of the rally. The leader was just too strong, he thinks. Meek, well, it was great to see him running so beautifully out there. Stunning backdrop, as you can see, and some of the descents that we had, well, they were truly breathtaking. The skills of the drivers were there for all to see. It really was special. Johanan won the penultimate stage to put nearly 20 seconds of clean air between himself and Mikkelsen. Johanan claimed his 3rd victory of the year in the Intercontinental Rally Challenge in arduous conditions in Scotland. The win earning him enough points to put him out of reach of his rivals for this year's title. Even if he already had enough points ahead of Kopetsky, he'll be crowned officially the next round in Cyprus. Yeah, super year for him, super year for Skoda as well. Classy combination, to say the least.
It was fantastic finish for this season. Stages, the rally was absolutely great, and all the stages and everything. And big thanks for the team. Again, no any problem during whole weekend. So very enjoyable end of this season. Very.
It was a fine end to the season. It was a fine rally. 3-way Group N battle for the Lancers. David Bogie, Ewan Thorburn and Johnny Greer raged throughout Saturday. Fizzled out though as first Thorburn and then Greer ran off the road, both on the Lockhart stages. Dave Bogie finishing 4th overall. Local hero Alistair McRae thrilled the home crowd with some impressive times in his Pro Road Satrion Neo, but unfortunately ineligible for the final score, having missed most of Saturday with an alternator problem. Teammate Keith Cronin also restarted the event in the morning, but slid wide, hit a stack of logs and broke a wishbone on the first stage. Tom Cave, the sole remaining Proton driver eligible for points, struggled with decreasing grip levels in the rain as it intensified and crashed nose first into a ditch on the last stage. It really did hurt out there. Sam Plangy finished 2nd in the IRC outing of the year in 5th place. Berko Sedin-Kaya became the first female driver to finish the IRC event in the points in the 207. Impressive run by her. Euro Hanlon, though, the happiest man out there. Scotland very much part of the IRC calendar now, be the same deal in 2011. And so to Cyprus for the grand finale at the beginning of November. 12th and final round of the IRC this season. Yes, the western central part of the Cyprus Islands. It's sunny all year long. Last time it rained was November 2009. Problem not the weather, but the mixed surface. Nasser Al-Attiyah became the 8th different winner of the Intercontinental Rally Challenge after claiming his victory on the mixed surface FX Pro Cyprus Rally at Limassol. Despite a big slide, Al-Attiyah from Qatar was able to hold on for a maiden IRC win following 236 kilometres of gruelling competition in these sun-baked stages. Spectacular Cypriot landscape. Result meaning that M Sport, which represents Ford in the IRC, securing 3rd overall in the IRC manufacturer standings, behind champion Skoda and of course Peugeot. Roger Fagali making his IRC debut, impressed throughout the event despite nursing a bent rear suspension arm, the legacy of nudging a concrete retaining wall on Thursday night's Limassol Super Special, could you believe? Yes, Fagali was forced to compete the remainder of the event in an ill-handling car, though he really made it sing. Martin Prokop, he was second overall in fact. Martin Prokop, yes, fought for the victory but had to make do with 3rd because of more than 3 minutes after his car suffered a broken drive shaft on stage 10. Yes, again, what might have been. Top Cypriot driver Nikos Tomos finished 5th after overcoming gear change and brake woes on the Friday. Thomas drove in the Peugeot 207 S2000, the result of close collaboration between the IRC promoter Eurosport Events and the organisers Cyprus Automobile Association. Nasser then taking it, but our champion, we already knew, Euro Hanlon. Great year of competition and a fabulous year for Skoda. Check that out. That's the drivers' standings at the end of the year. Hanlon and Kopetsky 1 and 2. Freddie Loix 4th place, and he didn't run the whole season, don't forget. Chris Meek with his ill fortune finishing in 3rd and going on to other fields. Guy Wilkes, he'll be back taking over on board the Peugeot that Wilkes has left vacant. We look forward to it. Skoda finishing the season on 120 points clear of Peugeot, who finished on 87, and M Sport on 55. Well, let's not forget the two-wheel drive cup. 22-year-old Brit Harry Hunt secured the points he needed to move ahead of Kevin Abring and Rafael Tullio to win the title, driving the M Sport Fiesta R2. Yes, Hunt survived a trip into the ditch on Friday, a puncture on the penultimate stage and a spin on the last test to secure victory in the category. Yeah, he had to work hard ahead of the Honda Civic of Laszlo Vitsin. Nice one, Harry. Peugeot, top dogs in this class ahead of M Sport. Quite narrow as well. 8 points in it. Well, the Colin McRae flat-out trophy handed to the driver who produces the most spectacular performance that best embodies the spirit of rallying. From the Azores on, official partnership between Eurosport Events, the promoter of the IRC, Colin McRae Vision was handed out to the most startling performance, event by event. And the money raised going to good causes, children's charities. Jimmy McRae used the IRC award ceremony to make a donation of €18,000 on behalf of Colin McRae Vision to the Cyprus Automobile Association, and it was for infusion pumps for the delivery of chemotherapy. Chris Meek, incidentally, getting the Season Promotions Award. That's it for the IRC this year. Don't forget, we'll be back next year, and we'll be starting with the Monte Carlo. Both myself, Carlton Kirby, and Andrew Coley hope to have your company.